Services Librarian at the Burlington County Library, but I'm talking really in terms of state resources here. And have any of you ever used your library for business purposes? Yes, you have. We've met, right? Okay. I'm not a plant, but generally I don't get a whole lot of hands up for that. Have you got a library card? Yes, and you use it for books. So,
not working? Okay, you may have to stay muted.
I just have to hit did you do
or I might have
that?
done that, yeah.
Right.
So I need two of us.
All right. So my goal here is to help you to see the library in a new light. And that's fine because I only have 10 minutes. So. And oftentimes when I speak to business audiences, I say, how do you get your business information if you're trying to do research for your business plan? And I hear Google, and I say, well, we're better than Google, and the reason why is I guess you have to
do that, and then I'll know.
There you go. It's because, as Jennifer said, we have resources that are online resources, expensive databases, that you can't get the information on Google because the people that publish these databases don't make it available for free. Just like if you picture all the books in the library, you actually have access to all of those books even though you don't have to pay for them. This is electronic information, so you can't see the shelves and the books, but it's there. And also you have librarians who our expertise is to help them wade through this stuff. Sometimes it's not, they try to be user-friendly, but they're not always. So we're here to help you to get from point A, which is the question, point B, the answer that you're looking for. So, and again, we're talking about information that is from journal articles, trade publications, demographic data that you can't get, that you can get with your library card, but not available for free on the web, market research, etc. From convenience of your home or office. And I already said that about librarians, so let's go. Okay, so, that's why your library card's a smart card, so, because if a credit card, you're spending money, okay? You've got interest rates, you get a bill at the end of the month. But with your library card, you've already spent this money on your taxes, so you get value for your money because this information is free. So it feels the same as doing a Google search, but what you're really getting is information that actually costs thousands of dollars if you had to pay for it yourself. You're leveraging, just like you leverage when you borrow books. So, you did, let's go. Okay. So I'm just going to talk very briefly about tools that we have to help you meet everyday challenges and things like developing leads, managing the development and growth of your company, keeping on top of trends and opportunities. I used to be in the private sector. I used to be in business intelligence and competitive analysis. And it's very important, even though you're busy with your day-to-day operation, to be on top of what's going on outside of your desk, in your industry, with your competition. And also, this varies throughout the state, but libraries throughout the state have classes. We talked about meeting, the SBDCs often use library facilities to meet with clients and custom training, so I'll talk about that a little bit as well. Okay, and actually, since we're talking statewide, the online resources you can get at through all of them through this website, jerseyclicks.org. And that's all
that's in the brochure.
Okay,
that's accessible from your home computer, and you can access it anywhere with a library card.
Right, but know also that all of your local libraries they all have a place to click that will take you there too, as well as some of the unique resources that some of your individual public libraries will have. Okay. So here's an example, talking about developing leads, and that's something that I guess have you dealt with that yet in terms of either identifying if you're a business other companies that you want to approach for leads, or looking at your competition, looking at suppliers or potential partners. So here's an example, I met with someone who had an employee leasing business. He was targeting medium-sized construction companies. So So, other way. There we go. Other way. Okay. Has anybody ever used or heard of Reference USA? Yes, you've used it?
Yeah.
Has it been helpful for you?
It has been mostly. I mean, there's more data that's available, but, you know, considering the price, I mean, you can't beat it.
Yeah, were you using businesses or targeting businesses?
Yeah.
Because you can use Reference USA to target businesses, for the example of this employee leasing company looking for construction companies. There are also residential databases there, so that's business to consumer. There's some specialized databases that are healthcare providers. I had someone who was targeting dentists, who, even specifically orthodontists, and we were able to focus that search there. And you can take these links and download list contact lists. Next. So here's what a list looks like for this guy who's looking for medium-sized construction firms. You've got all this type of information. Go. It's more detailed than a yellow pages type of listing. You've got a profile of the company oftentimes, and another useful thing is the name. Names, contact names, which is better than just sort of having a company name with no individual names. Go. And you can also take this list and kind of analyze it, see where my target companies are by zip code, by company size, because you can sort of take that list and do an analysis of it, which might help your marketing efforts, direct your marketing efforts. So now, managing growth, deciding should I grow, how should I grow, what's going on out in my field, should I plan growth, should I just plan my growth, should I not grow now, maybe it's not the time, should I hire employees, etc. So we've got, do any of you stay on top of the publications for your industry? Do you subscribe to any magazines for entrepreneurs? Just throw out a title at me that you subscribe to something?
Fundraising success.
Say that again?
Fundraising success.
Fundraising success, oh, okay, fundraising. Does anybody read magazines like Inc. and Entrepreneur, Fortune, Forbes, Business Week? Well, you have the equivalent of a full subscription to those magazines. I'm not sure about fundraising success offhand. And a total of a couple thousand publications with this EBSCO Business Source Premier. Again, a statewide resource available through jerseyclips.org, through that site, or through your local library site. You can, so here's an example. Do a search on small business growth. Find what other companies are doing or what's available to help fuel the growth of small businesses. Current information. If you do a search, it's pretty easy. If you're struggling, call a librarian in terms of finding what you want. Once you find a few keywords to put into this, and you're finding that you're getting information that's helpful to you in your business, either in your industry or in management and in general, you can save that search and get an alert that will email you every time there's new articles about that subject, or maybe a competitor that you're tracking, etc. And not to mention management books. Okay, so these types of publications, yes.
On the last resource that you mentioned with the magazines, does someone have to go into the branch, or can we use our card, our library card at home to access it?
It's available at your home or office with your library card.
Everything Joan's mentioning is
Right.
available for
Right.
your home and office with your library card.
Right.
But a lot of them are customized, so you may need help, and you can call in or stop in, but if you wanted to do a search on a magazine, you can do it yourself.
Yes, when I teach classes, I teach a class called the Business Owner's Toolkit, where people sit down and get hands-on on these things, and I always emphasize to try, throw in some keywords. They're not that complicated.
Question now, not all online resources are available from home, correct?
The
Right,
ones we're
I'm
showing
talking,
you are.
the ones I'm focusing on today are all.
Okay.
Because I'm focusing on the statewide resources. So I'm wearing the New Jersey State Library type of hat.
Each library may have more, they
Yes.
do, most of them do, but the ones that are in the brochure and the ones that Joan talked about are available to everyone in the state.
And even the ones that have more, they're oftentimes available remotely as well, but it has to do, but not always. So, but consistently hear what we're talking about. So we talked about sort of getting information from these management publications or industry publications. And And in addition, EBSCO has, like we're talking here, perhaps regionally. EBSCO also has a separate collection of regional publications, like, and you can sort of, you can look up, what I find this is good for is, when I'm talking to a small business owner, and they've got a business, maybe it's a landscaping company or a bakery, a small company, not only is it useful for them to search the national publications, but they can search regional publications, including NJBiz, the NJBiz equivalent all over the country. And sometimes those regional publications will cover those small companies more than the big national journals and magazines will. And they can get some interesting insights into what small companies are doing. Maybe it's in Iowa someplace, but it's still going to be, they might get an idea from what somebody's doing in a bakery in Iowa that might be applicable to them. So that's what the regional business news is good for. Yeah. We also have, if you're in one of these industries, we have this new subscription to Frost & Sullivan. Has anybody ever heard of Frost & Sullivan Market Research? Yeah, well, I mean, when I was in business intelligence and I was in the private sector, we couldn't afford this. I would salivate over that, you know, because I used to be in the database publishing industry. But we did, but this stuff is high-end stuff, but it's only certain industries, and it's high-end market research. I did have someone that I was able to help recently who was starting a business in contract research for pharmaceutical firms and because pharmaceutical firms sometimes outsource their research, he was starting that kind of a company. We found very current information about where this industry is going. You cannot get this for free. I mean, this is not free stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is a very expensive database, and we're able to get this through federal grant.
Yes.
So we were very lucky to have this. We've had this for 3 years available at the state level. It's so expensive that the reports alone cost thousands of dollars.
Yes.
So that's
Not for
why-
you.
Not for you, they're free,
Yes.
but that's why, for one thing about reports for this database is that you can't print it out on your own. We have a number that you can contact at a public library. They will do a custom search for you. They'll print out the reports and make sure you get them in your hands. It's actually very high level, like very technical, but
Yes.
this is an amazing resource.
You know, and it said in the previous slide something about the food industry, and it just so happens I just created a class. I'm giving them the 29th to Northeast organic farmers. And I said, look if there's anything. They're having a class on building, starting a farming business. I went into Boston, sure enough, I put in organic farming, and there was actually stuff